Welcome back to Digi Bros. Oh, we just had a toast.
Yep.
Woo!
It's pretty good. I'm drinking a whiskey and Coke.
God damn! I was just drinking straight Wild Turkey 101.
Ho!
Oh, fuck me. My whole face feels lit up.
Yeah.
Oh, today's the worst day ever.
Basically.
Today's the worst day that ever happened.
Today is the greatest.
The opposite of that.
Why did you think ironic, dude?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, fuck. No.
We're on a
squiggly dude.
We're on a new session from the last episode. I didn't realize we were on
What the fuck, man?
I forgot we'd already started the Grand Dark.
Alright, I gotta start this fucking... Gotta get rid of this Moe's hammer because it sucks.
Yeah, I forgot you were using that.
I was doing it because I thought it was cool and funny, and now it's frustrating.
So we're back.
Oh.
Been about 8 days. Didn't feel that long.
Yeah, it fucking time blows by now, man.
Yeah.
My time it's a condensed time, sweetened condensed time.
Time feels like a midnight ride. Formality waits outside.
You could say that again.
Oh man. So today we became informed of possibly the single most disappointing cancellation ever.
Yeah.
The biggest problem in the universe. Suddenly canceled.
Yep.
Just not happening
It
anymore.
just randomly ends.
Like they just had their big 100th episode.
Yeah.
Like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
You know.
It felt like this is gonna go on forever.
Yeah, they had their big 100th episode.
celebratory.
They were celebrating, the continuing of the show.
Sean finally brought in a problem.
Right. And then they went on this 2-week hiatus where they were gonna they put out like best of episodes because they just kind of said Dick would be busy.
Yeah.
And we know from Twitter that Dick was in Mexico for Memorial Day weekend. So then after the 2 weeks are up, they come back with an episode that's just another recap episode, except the first 20 minutes is them announcing that the show is over.
Yep.
Dick Masterson not even there. They just record a final episode out of nowhere, all of a sudden, no build-up, no announcement, the show's just over.
Yep.
End of shows. It was just Maddox and Asterios Kokonos on the show.
It's fucking dumb.
Talking
it's
about
lame.
it. Did you listen to it yet?
Yeah, I listened to it.
Yeah.
I
So
was like, wow.
yeah, it's just over.
Sucks.
Out of nowhere. And like, I listen to The Biggest Problem all the fucking time.
Yeah, we've been listening to it for a year,
Over a
and
year.
more.
Yeah. I've been listening to it for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I've listened to all of it twice, almost.
Yeah.
Like, almost all of it twice. Because I listen to it when I play video games. So, like, I had a huge period of listening to it when I played through all the Dark Souls games. Dark Souls 3 came out. I listened to it the whole way through. I listened to it all the way through playing Doom just recently. So, like, I've been like swamped in it. And I recently had come to the realization that, I think I even said this on Digibros, that I think I've spent more time listening to Biggest Problem than any other art piece.
Yeah,
Like, there's
probably.
nothing else I've spent more time on, It's
Me
like,
too, probably.
it's like biggest like the only thing that might be more is Game Grumps. That's the only thing possibly more. But I pay less attention to Game Grumps, so it's hard to say. But like it's like Game Grumps' biggest problem, fucking like what Homestuck and maybe Gintama. I don't know. Those are like those things I've spent time on.
Oh my fucking god! Why am I getting my ass kicked here?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
So Biggest Problem just suddenly ended, and it was a really, like, one of those weird, suspicious... It was just like when John left Game Grumps.
Yes.
It had that exact same feeling.
Came out of fucking nowhere.
It was out of nowhere, and it happened in a way that feels wrong. Where, like, with John, they really just kind of snuck up on you, and they didn't, like, say a lot about why it was happening, It was just kind of like, oh, we're going our separate ways, bye, And so this one, they record a final episode. Dick's not even there. The co-host of the show isn't even there. He's in Mexico. And he just says on Twitter, like, hey, guys, it's been fun. And then Maddox is talking about how he's launching this new podcast network, and he's got another podcast that he's planning to do. Someone asked Dick if he's going to be a part of the podcast network. He said no.
Wow.
So Dick's just not a part of anything
Straight
anymore.
up no.
He just straight up is out of the picture.
I'm a pretty lady now.
And this is like... like, it particularly sucks because Dick is all of our favorite guy.
Yeah.
You know,
he's
like
the best character.
Like, we all came for Maddox, but we stayed for Dick Masterson, you
Yeah.
know? So it's like, him leaving is like, man, how excited can I be about Maddox's next podcast, you know? Like, I really was listening for Dick.
Sucks, man.
And
fucking blows.
And here's the fucked up part, is that not only do I listen to this show, like, way too much, but I just bought both of their books.
Yeah.
So I've got Alphabet of Manliness and Men Are Better Than Women sitting here. And I'm most of the way through Alphabet of Manliness, you know, like getting all ready to like keep my hype up and read all their stuff and be so into these guys. And then they just poof,
betrayed
gone.
us.
No warning, no nothing. No explanation.
Assume, you know, Dick's got irons in the fire. If he does, that could be cool, you know.
Yeah,
seeing him doing something.
The funny thing is, I was just yesterday, like looking into trying to figure out like what else Dick does.
Yeah.
Because like Dick Masterson is like not that well known. You know, he's been a part of like he's done the Men Are Better Than Women book, and he ran a website about it like way back in the 2000s. And he's had like appearances on TV here and there. He sold some scripts to like ABC and Fox or something like that. You know, but like. He's just kind of a general writer, but like from looking into him, all I could figure out that he does is like improv shows, like local improv shows.
Wow.
You know, like he works with like local troops and stuff like that. But like him and Maddox have definitely been longtime friends, because I was reading Alphabet of Manliness and there's a thank you to Dick Masterson in the foreword. This is a book from the mid 2000s, you know, so they've been friends for a long time, and like, yeah, it was just like, I think. Like, the best explanation I can come up with is that Dick is probably gotten some kind of new job that he can't talk about.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably got a non-disclosure on some new project he's working on that he can't talk about. Or he just didn't want to be a part of the new thing they were doing.
Yeah.
Because obviously Maddox, like, it really feels like Game Grumps again to me, because with Grumps, it was like Aaron was trying to make Grumps a bigger deal. He was trying to, like, expand it and make it, like, the main thing, because it was obviously making way more money, and everything was going in that direction. And John didn't want to do that. So John wanted to get out. I think John had, like, a 1-year contract, and as soon as it was up, he left, you know? And I think that something similar is happening here, where Maddox is clearly getting really into podcasting, because Maddox obviously loves Biggest Problem. He loves podcasts. He loves the whole idea of it. He's launching his podcast network, trying to bring more people on, launching new podcasts. So I think Maddox wants to get into it even more big time, and Dick's just kind of done, you know? Which, I mean, is not too surprising. You could tell Dick was, you know, not as into the podcast, I think, lately, you know, just because it's kind of gotten repetitive, and, so
I gotta see him getting bored.
Right, but just to end it so suddenly, it makes
it's
it
like,
weird.
Dude, you could have done
suspicious.
like a, you know, oh, I'm gonna leave in 2 weeks, you know,
or just wait till he gets back from Mexico to end the fucking podcast.
Especially because he always say shit like, oh, I don't want to bring in this problem this week. Oh, I have this big problem I've been saving up and stuff like that. Where it's like, it seems like he still has shit to talk about.
Right, but he said we ran out of problems.
It's like, that's bullshit.
No, that's not the truth.
I know you've got more fucking problems.
And especially, we all know Dick is completely full of shit about everything, so it's not like anyone's gonna believe his bullshit, obviously fucking fake answer, you know? He just doesn't want to give a real answer. He's so fucking full of shit. But, yeah, whatever. The problem is that it's over. Biggest problem in the universe. My new biggest problem in the universe is that there is no more biggest problem in the universe.
Yeah.
It's
because the whole point was that they're supposed to find all the biggest problems, and now their list is like, that's not all the biggest problems, man. This sucks.
Yeah.
This isn't the complete list of fucking problems.
Yeah, it's
fucking, was it anti-vaxxers is the biggest problem in the universe. That got deemed the biggest fucking problem of the universe.
Which is not even a problem anymore.
Yeah.
They've mostly been defeated, I think. So, yeah.
Fucking shame on the voters.
Yeah.
At least, like, female genital mutilation's number 2, and that's a pretty big fucking problem.
That was number 1 for a very long time.
Yeah. I don't know how anti-vaxxers fucking beat it out.
I mean, it is a big problem, but
yeah,
I don't know about the biggest problem in the universe.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I guess I got a solid list.
It's just shitty because it's my favorite show.
It seemed like it could go on forever.
And I'm not at all less into it now.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not like I was getting bored of Biggest Problem. I've still been listening to it obsessively whenever I play video games.
Yeah.
You know, like, the best way I can look at this is
no.
at least I won't have to play video games for a while. You
Yeah.
know, like I've lost.
It is
my
true
excuse.
because I have been forcing myself to play things that'll fit with listening to Biggest Problem.
Right. So in honor of Biggest Problem, we're drinking.
Yes.
We're drinking Wild Turkey whiskey, which is fucking rough.
That's good, man. That tastes really good with the Coke. That's smooth shit. You're all struggling here because Conrad refused to mix it with Coke, even though it's wonderful.
Because it tastes disgusting mixed with Coke.
It's fucking... Oh, no, man.
And,
good.
yeah, I went out, I spent $30 and 30 minutes just on a tweet joke of me going out, cause I kind of planned to get liquor today anyways, because I was thinking I want to try to get back into hard liquor, because I haven't been for a long time. So then they broke up the podcast, so I went out and bought like 3 different bottles of liquor and took a picture of it all, and I said, I couldn't deal with Dick leaving emotionally, so instead I'm going to deal with it how he would.
Yep.
You get the joke? You get it?
I already got the joke
Did you
earlier.
get the pun, though, you know, that it's I couldn't deal with it emotionally, so I'm dealing with it a different way, you know? Like, as opposed to, like, yeah, well, it's a pun. Dick would appreciate it.
I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm not getting, so that's where it's confusing me.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I don't have the wherewithal to try to explain this joke.
I feel like I had something to say.
And the most fucked part is that me and my friends were planning a Biggest Problem podcast.
Yeah.
Like, we were going to do a PCP. I mean, we might still. But we were going to do a Procrastinators podcast on the Biggest Problem, where Jesse is going to play the role of Dick, Devu is going to play the role of Maddox, I was going to play the role of Asterios, and Ben would be Sean, our audio engineer. And we were just planning this like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And then it's the podcast is over. I'm like, well, fuck. I mean, in a way, that'll make ours a better podcast because we can talk about the complete show. You know?
The complete series, man.
Right.
It's a completed series.
The only thing that's good about this is that it's a completed series now. Like, that's the only thing that's cool.
And it's over before it became shitty.
Right. Like, because there's too much stuff that I like that's gone on too long and gone to shit, you know? And it's kind of cool that all these Titan series are kind of like Homestuck just ended.
Really?
Yeah, Homestuck ended a couple weeks or like last month.
I didn't know Homestuck actually fucking ended.
Yeah, it ended last month.
Did people feel like it had a satisfying ending?
No. People were not happy with the ending, but apparently there's going to be like an epilogue.
Homestuck fucking ended.
Yeah, Homestuck finally ended.
What a fucking miracle. That means you could at some point read
all of Homestuck. Yeah, I plan to. I was gonna do it sometime in May, but I just didn't have time.
I think you're talking about that. I don't think I realized it was like fully over though.
Yeah, no, it ended in April, around the same time that Dark Souls 3 came out, and that's why I was like, fuck, there's too much stuff happening at once.
Yeah.
And now the Biggest Problem is over. You can listen to all of Biggest Problem if you haven't yet.
Yeah, I would highly recommend.
107
hours,
episodes.
Yeah. Really, probably closer to.
It's 104 episodes.
Hours.
Yeah. It's closer to 150 hours. It's 104 episodes, and then three recaps.
That's right. If you're sick of music, like I am, if you hate music suddenly,
we can talk about that in the next episode. When we're done crying about Biggest Problem being over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, I guess we're done with that.
Like, I don't need to keep going on about Biggest Problem.
I'm sick of all music.
I think we're the best podcast on the internet now.
It's possible. Like Digibros itself.
Digibros itself is the best podcast on the internet.
Do you like Digibros more than Procrastinators?
Procrastinators is a fucking mess. I love Procrastinators, but it's a mess.
I love it.
And it's always insanely long.
I love every episode of Procrastinators.
It's inaccessible, but
I honestly think I might like it more than anybody else. It's just like with Jesse. Like
I like it more. You like it more than anyone else.
No one else, even on the podcast, likes it as much as I do. Like Jesse hates it.
I think I like the podcast a lot more than Jesse does.
Jesse says that the Procrastinators podcast has legitimately turned him into an angrier person because he gets so mad on it.
I don't understand how he gets so pissed off.
Well, it's not just that he gets mad; he stays mad about those. Like if he gets mad at one of us on the show, he's still mad at us after the show is over. So like he stays mad every week because of this show, and because we talk over each other too much, and nobody can get a fucking point.
This is just like an extra room, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a illusory wall.
Supposed to go this way. How did I end up? Oh yeah, I didn't cross this bridge, did I?
I have no idea.
I'm doing it.
But yeah, like I love PCP. I think it's a fun show.
Yeah.
I listen to every episode.
It's a hoot.
I don't
I've
think
listened to
anybody
all of
else
it.
listens to most of them back. Like
Yeah.
I love listening to them back. I think they're all funny. I have a good time. I'm now the only person editing them too. Like I took on full edit duties
Wow.
just because nobody else is like reliable enough.
Yeah.
And I have lots of time because
You give the most shits about the podcast.
yeah, I definitely. Well, it's like me and Nate. I would really say if it's anyone's podcast, it's
Yeah.
me and Nate's podcast.
Nate seems like he's really into it.
Well, he's the one who started the whole thing,
Yeah.
and it's all tied to his accounts. But he, it takes up too much time from because he has a lot of shit going on. He has
Yeah.
work and school, and he edits his own videos, and he's trying to get his channel off the ground, which is, turning out to be a big pain in the ass. So it's like, a little too much for him to worry about. So I was like, I'll take over editing. But, like, I think that if there were any two people who were gonna keep it going, if everybody else got sick of it, it would be me and Nate.
Yeah.
But yeah, our show's pretty good too.
We're great.
We are pretty great.
I was gonna say when Maddox gets his whole podcast network
You
thing
want to
going,
audition?
Yes, we need to try to get a podcast
Dude, was
on his
saying the
network.
same thing.
I would love it. I'd finally get to be a podcaster.
Well, we were
Because
talking
I
about
kind
it-
of want to do that, but I would only want to do it with you.
Well, when we first heard about the network, then Devu wanted us to add PCP, but then once Maddox detailed like what he wants from a show,
Yeah.
then we were like, all right, we're gonna have to like make an actual show if we want to do this,
Yes.
Because he wants like well structured content and
Yeah.
shit.
Well, it's a good show. I
Yeah.
think we can give him a good show.
What can me and you do
I don't
as a
know.
podcast?
I don't think we'd have to come up with a theme. I guess.
We definitely need a second microphone
Yeah.
and just professionalism.
Yeah. But yeah, it could be cool.
Yeah,
I would like
it's worth consideration.
to podcast.
So,
I'm gonna boss.
in lieu of that, of podcasting and this being the best podcast, I might put Digibros on a brief hold
Yeah, I
for the
figured
month
we
of
would.
May, June, after we finish Dark Souls 3. Originally, this was going to be the last show,
Yeah.
because of the fact that Victor was planning to leave either in June or July. And, we didn't know how long it would take to get through Dark Souls 3, but with the amount of time it's taken, it would have probably been the last show, or we would have done, like, one more, maybe,
Yeah.
if you were leaving in July. But, like, I have a lot of work to do in June, because for the month of May, as you all famously know, I got all my work done before the month started, which did not end up being completely true, because we actually tossed out one of the scripts that we were going to use, and so I made that 10 best things happening in anime this decade video. I just wrote it all, like, in the course of, like, a day at some point. And, I did, like, all the writing and recording in the same day. Like, I really churned it out, because I wanted it to...
I was wondering where you put it out on like the 31st. I was like, that's
Well,
a
no,
weird
it just took Devu
day.
a long time to edit,
I
because
see.
he fucking, like, we don't, like, time these to come out on certain days or
No.
anything, but it was originally scheduled to be the 28th, but Devu took so long to edit because he wanted to perfect it, which he did. That video looked amazing. I don't know if you watched it.
I watched it.
Did you, like, watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The editing was fantastic. It was probably the best job Devu's ever done,
Whoa.
in my opinion. But, it was great, but other than that, I had all my work done. So, like, all I did for the month of May is fucking make vlogs, and Digibros, and podcasts, and all this other stuff. My plan was that, hey, get all your work done before the month of May starts, and then in the month of May, you can make the biggest video in the world. And then I spent all of May going, what the fuck should I make a video about? What the fuck should I make a video about? I guess I'll just make 50 vlogs. That
shit.
was not smart.
I didn't do it right.
So yeah, I didn't get any work done in the month of May at
Yes.
all, aside from that one.
Hey, but you probably still made more money from putting out a million vlogs.
Yeah, I didn't make a whole ton off of the vlogs.
You made some pocket change.
Yeah, I made a little pocket change off the vlogs, and I did Patreon the vlogs at the end of the
see.
month. Like, I Patreoned the whole group of like 30 vlogs.
Good lord. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it was not a productive month in the way I wanted it to be, where the
Yes.
whole idea was that I was going to work on a whole bunch of stuff, but instead it was like, freedom. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to work this month. I can make vlogs and do other weird content, you know.
Dangerous freedom.
But, I won't say who, because I know that whenever we make this information public, then it doesn't happen. But a few of the other procrastinators are also planning for June to be a big month for them.
I see.
Like, we're kind of trying to launch it into, like, everyone's gonna try to do good. You know, like, June is, like, our big month
of June.
of, like, let's try to make things happen.
I need to make shit happen in June, too. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to go to grad school.
Right. So
shit needs to happen in June.
June is the shit needs to happen month for pretty much everybody I
Shit!
know.
Oh, I got cursed.
Well, at least you got
picked
all
up
that stuff. I didn't know those things curse you.
Yeah.
I always wondered what, like, the big deal was with those. So yeah, this ended up being mostly like an update episode and us crying about biggest problem. But,
Yeah.
like, it just before we end this episode, just tell us about what a shitty day this was. Like,
It's a shitty day. I woke up frustrated. I've been pissed off all day. I just need these fucking people to contact me about work, man.
yeah,
I need this fucking work.
Like 8 days ago,
It
you
pisses me off.
described the people who
they
you were
made it
trying to
seem
get in
like it
contact
was
with.
gonna, be pretty fast. It has not been.
No.
It's been a fucking going on, a third week or something, and I'm just like, "Rah!"
And yeah, and then we fucking Victor woke me up at noon trying to get me to go to lunch with him, and I was like, I'm trying to sleep through the day. Like, I've been trying to get back onto a nighttime sleep schedule. Failed. So you woke me up. I couldn't get back to sleep. I get out of bed, find out biggest problem's over. Fucking, that was a huge wrecking ball,
Yes.
you know?
I've also had, like, horrible stomach pains in the shits from, I guess I ate, like, a not well-cooked burger yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the only reason I can think that it's happening, but I'm a fucking stomach wreck.
What the fuck is wrong with your character right now? What happened?
I got covered in wax.
Oh, I did not know that could happen.
Yeah, I'm Candyland.
Anyway, fun fact for everybody, you can try this at home. There's this song called Sympathique by the band Pink Martini. It goes like, Je ne veux pas travailler, non, je ne... It's I don't want to work today is what it translates to. It's in French. And if you listen to that song while you're driving, you will feel like you're on a suicide run.
Oh God!
Like because I put it on because I was having a smoke outside, because one of the lines is "and so I smoke," and so I was having a smoke and I thought of the song and I was listening to it, thinking about how sad I am about biggest problem being over. And I got in my car to drive to the liquor store and put that song on, and I was like, this feels like a suicide drive. Like, this song just makes it sounds like something that French people kill themselves to. That's just what the song sounds like. So,
it has that French suicide
sound.
sound.
Yeah, it's like French New Wave, except it's suicide. Yeah, it's that. If you listen to it, you'll know what I mean. Like, but you have to listen to it while, like, being sad. Because it doesn't sound like a sad song.
Yeah.
But if you listen to it when you are sad and you know that the lyrics are sad, then you'll be like, this is like a weird ironic French suicide song.
Oh God. Ironic French suicide.
Yes.
Oh jeez.
So give that a shot and have a better day than we had. This is just a grumpy
You're a miserable
episode.
person.
I'm trying to figure out how, like,
that.
this show is supposed to make people feel better about their day. And
Not always. I've talked about suicide obsession on this show.
That's true. Yeah, but it helps.
It's just been.
It helps to work
we've just
people through it.
Not
and
been
stuff.
depressed in a long time, so it's been fine.
Well, we'll try to make the next episode less depressing.
Happy,
and we'll bitch
joy,
about our
joy.
music. We started to and then we didn't, so we'll bitch about music in the next one.
Yeah. Is that it? Is it over? Okay.